Good day, dear students! Welcome to the second quarter topics in our PE class. Let us begin in identifying the content standard. Performance standard. And most essential learning competencies. Our topic for today is about lawn tennis. Let's start with a short background. Tennis history. The modern game of tennis originated in Birmingham, England in the late 19th century as lawn tennis. It had close connections both to various field lawn games such as cricket and bowls, as well as to the older racket sports of real tennis. Tennis, also called lawn tennis, is a game in which two opposing players for singles or pairs of players for doubles use rackets to hit a ball over a net on a rectangular court. Points are awarded to a player or team whenever the opponent fails to correctly return the ball within the prescribed dimensions of the court. Matches for tennis include singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. Organized tennis is played according to rules sanctioned by the International Tennis Federation or ITF, the world governing body of the sport. Its official website is www.itftennis.com. Moving forward are the facilities and equipment of tennis. A tennis court is 78 feet or 23.77 meters in length. The court's service line is 21 feet or 6.4 meters from the net. The courts used for singles matches are 27 feet or 8.23 meters wide, while doubles court are 36 feet or 10.97 meters wide. The court used for singles, doubles vary in terms of length and width. The singles court slightly narrower but longer than the doubles court, as you can see in the diagram in the next slide. Try to study the dimension and different measurements of tennis court. The net posts are 0.91 meter or 3 feet outside of both singles and doubles courts. The height of tennis court net is 1.07 meter or 3 feet and 6 inches at the post and 0.91 meter or 3 feet in the center. The official diameter of a tennis ball, as defined by the International Tennis Federation, is at least 2.57 inches and at most 2.700 inches. Tennis balls are sold in cylindrical containers that contain 3 balls each. Racket or racket consists of a handled frame with an open hook across which a network of strings is stretched tightly. The 3 main parts of racket are head, shaft, and grip. Also, string, bean, sweet spot, open throat, and bat cap. Just like in badminton, footwork is also important in tennis. Being able to cover the entirety of the court, whether singles or doubles match, is very important. Knowing how to do this efficiently can enable you to execute your strokes or hits effectively. The basic tennis footwork, less step is more time. In tennis, a grip is a way of holding the racket in order to hit shots during a match. The continental grip, also called the chopper grip or hammer grip, is a special grip reserved especially for servers, volleys, overheads, slice, and some defensive shots. In order to use a continental grip, your index knuckle and heel pad will rest on bevel number 2. The Eastern forehand grip is primarily used for fast, flat shots. Can also be changed quickly from the Eastern forehand to the continental grip for volleys. Shots using this type of grip will naturally be made of about waist level. To achieve a proper Eastern forehand grip, you will need both your index knuckle and heel pad to rest on bevel number 3. The Western grip is not used as often as the other tennis grips, since it is harder to play with consistently, but offers the ability to apply extreme topspin to your shots. For a Western grip, place your index knuckle and heel pad on bevel number 5. Here is the clear illustration of each tennis grip: continental grip, Eastern forehand grip, Eastern backhand grip, semi-Western grip, Western grip, and double-handed backhand grip. Service. There are several ways to execute the different service in tennis. It can be short or long and can be executed using forehand or backhand. In the game of tennis, there are 4 commonly used serves: the flat serve, the slice serve, the kick serve, and the underhand serve. All of these serves are legal in professional and amateur play. This is the illustration for single serve, server's score is even, and doubles serve, server's score is even. Single serve or service score is odd, and doubles serve, server's score is odd. Singles normal play after a serve, and doubles normal play after a serve. Another important thing about tennis are the basic strokes. This can be done using overhead forehand, overhead backhand, underarm backhand, underarm forehand. The basic strokes for tennis are serve, ground stroke, volley, lob, drop, and smash. Serve. the shot that starts each and every point. Hit from either the deuce court standing to the right side of the center mark when facing the net at the baseline. The odd court standing to the left side of the center mark. Ground stroke. A stroke typically hit standing a few feet from the baseline, either hit as a forehand or backhand. Volley. Shot that is hit before the ball bounces or hit the court while approaching the net or while at the net. Can be forehand, backhand, or half volley. Lob. Shot usually done with the stroke below the head about waist level, the ball traveling up. Drop. Shot usually done with the stroke about the level of the head, the ball traveling up but dropping just near the net. Can be done using either backhand or forehand. Smash. Shot done with the stroke above the head, the ball traveling down with power and speed. For the last part are the basic rules of tennis. A tennis match is made up of 2 to 3 sets. To win a set, a player must win at least 6 games. Each game is scored starting at love or 0 and go up to 40. From love, the first point is 15, then 30, then 40, then game point, which wins the game. There are different methods of scoring in a set. The two main methods are the advantage set and the tie-break set. Either method may be used provided that 6, the one to be used, is announced in advance of the event. If the tie-break set method is to be used, it must also be announced whether the final set will be played as tie-break set or an advantage set. In Smash, advantage set, the first player or team to win 6 games wins that set, provided there is a margin of 2 games over the opponents. If necessary, the set shall continue until this margin is achieved. In tie-break set, the first player or team to win 6 games win that set, provided there is a margin of 2 games over the opponents. If the score reaches 6 games all, a tie-break game shall be played. A match can be played to the best of 3 sets. A player or team needs to win 2 sets to win the match, or to the best of 5 sets. A player or team needs to win 3 sets to win the match. If a ball touches a line, it is regarded as touching the courts bounded by that line. When serving in a standard game, the server shall stand behind alternate halves of the court, starting from the right half of the court in every game. In a tie-break game, the service shall be served from behind alternate halves of the court, with the first serve from the right half of the court. The service shall pass over the net and hit the service court diagonally opposite before the receiver returns it. If the first service is a fault, the server shall serve again without delay from behind, the same half of the court from which that fault was served, unless the service was from the wrong half. The point is lost if the player serves 2 consecutive faults. The player does not return the ball in play before it bounces twice consecutively. The player returns the ball in play so that it hits the ground or before it bounces an object outside the correct court. The player returns the ball in place so that before it bounces, it hits a permanent fixture. And the receiver returns the service before it bounces and others. Modifying exercise program for tennis. Sample program for playing tennis with moderate to vigorous intensity using feet principle. Frequency, intensity, time, and type. Here are the references that I have used in doing my presentation. Photos used here are from Canva. I hope you've learned something about tennis. This has been your teacher in PE for today, Mrs. Cynthia Soledad S. Aspe. Reminding you to never give up. Keep safe always!